Good morning. I would like to say hello from my home to yours. I'd also like to take a few minutes to share with you what I've been reading over the last couple of weeks. I have turned to what I would call comfort reading. I'm a big fan of Jane Austen's, and I find pleasure in rereading her works. I discovered her in my 30s based on a recommendation from a librarian in my hometown. I had gone in to the library looking for something to read, and she suggested I try one of her books. And I've been a big fan ever since. I've also been a member of a Jane Austen book club here in the local area for about a dozen years, and it's given me great pleasure to be part of that group. So why Jane Austen? Well, I think her books, and I think many people would agree with me, that her works stand the test of time. And they stand the test of time because her books really are about people. And people are people whether they lived in the early part of the 1800s or whether they live today. And I think that's why her works translate so well into modern adaptations. Some of you may know that the movie Clueless was based on Jane Austen's book Emma, that Bridget Jones' Diary was based on Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, and that even Crazy Rich Asians has elements of Pride and Prejudice in it. There are many other modern adaptations as well that borrow from Jane Austen's books. There are also several movies that have been made of her works that are true to the books. In fact, there's a recent movie, Emma, that came out in January. I have yet to see it, but it's been well reviewed. There was another version of Emma with Gwyneth Paltrow made about 20 years ago that is a very good representation of the book. And of course, the most famous probably is Colin Firth as Mr. Darcy in the 6-part miniseries, which is a favorite of many people. So Jane Austen, during her lifetime, wrote 6 major works, and she also wrote one novella called Lady Susan. That also was made into a film about 5 or 6 years ago under the title of Love and Friendship. It's a good movie if you haven't seen it. She also wrote some juvenilia when she was young, and she wrote parts of 2 other books, just a few chapters each. One is Sanditon, which was recently made into a PBS miniseries that perhaps many of you have seen or have heard of. So again, her books are timeless. They're about people. They're about people's character. And because of that, they're as relevant today as they were when they were written. If you haven't had the opportunity to read any Jane Austen, I hope you will take some time now to become acquainted with her. You can find her books, both ebooks and audiobooks, on the library's website using either Hoopla, which is one of the services e-services that we offer, or else Overdrive, which is our big ebook and audiobook vendor. Both can be found under the downloads page on the library's website. So again, I hope you discover Jane Austen. I hope you enjoy her as much as I do. And I would like to say on behalf of myself and the staff that we look forward to the time that we can reopen the library, begin to provide services, and see all of our wonderful patrons. Until then, stay safe and be well. Thank you.